Hey guys, this is Nicole Isaacs, and I am taking over Thority's Instagram today, going live, answering your questions that you asked. We put together a list of the top 10 to 12 questions that I'm going to be answering today, and if you guys have any questions on here, I'd be more than happy to answer as well. So I'm excited to be with you guys, rocking my Thority sweater. Gotta represent, gotta support. So yeah, I'm gonna just go down the line and answer the top 10 to 12 questions that you guys asked. We told you a little bit about my story, how I got started, and I'm excited to answer your questions and get to know you guys a little bit more. And yeah, let me know if you have any questions. Feel free to write it down there, and if I see it, I will be more than happy to answer it. All right, so the first question was what inspired you to leave your job and pursue this new career that I'm doing now. So just to give you a little bit of background for me, about me, just in case you don't know me. So I am born and raised in Los Angeles. I went to UCLA. I graduated. I got a job in the entertainment industry, working at E! Entertainment as a field producer for a show called Fashion Police. And I loved the job. I worked with amazing people. It was so cool. I got to go to all the red carpet events and Fashion Week, and it was just an amazing job. So I was very, very comfortable working there. And I'd always, my passion was always food and travel and culture. So as I was working at E! I also maintained a blog, and it was mostly a food blog when I first got started. And I turned it into kind of food, lifestyle, travel, culture. So I would curate travel guides. I would write about restaurants that I loved that I would eat at around the world. And so it was basically like a food and travel blog that I would just do for fun on the side as I had a job at E! So basically, the host of the show passed away, Joan Rivers, and it was kind of, I felt like the time for me to pursue blogging full time in the food and in the food and travel world. I didn't have a plan. I didn't know what I was going to do. I just knew that I wanted to be in that world, and as much as I love my job at E! I knew that there was something else out there for me. So I decided to take the opportunity, as Fashion Police was going through a transition. I kind of felt like it was the time for me to just quit and pursue what I really wanted to pursue, which was food and travel, and just be in that world and blog and see if I can, make money doing that. I had no idea how, but I just wanted to try. So I quit my job. I broke up with my boyfriend at the time. We were serious. We were together for 3 years, living together. I moved all my stuff back into my parents' house, and I bought a one-way ticket to Italy. And I said goodbye to my family and friends, and I was planning just to travel full time. I didn't know how long I was going to be gone for. I was just like, I'm going to buy a one-way ticket, and I'll see you guys when I don't know when. So, so I started. So basically, that's how it started. It was really nerve-wracking because I didn't really have a plan when I decided to do that. So, I didn't know what I was going to do. I was just going to wing it and just see what happened and hustle. How did my friends and family feel about me doing that? That's the second question. Well, my family's always been super, super supportive, and they're very open, and they're pretty chill about things like that. Because I think they were already used to me traveling so much that, when I told them I wanted to do that, they were just like, okay, sounds like you. So, they probably didn't take it too seriously in the beginning. They thought I would probably be gone for, a week or two and then come back. And I was like, I didn't know how long I was going to be gone for. I thought maybe a few months. I had no idea. But they were supportive. And my friends were just like, what's the plan? What do you plan on doing? And I honestly, didn't really have anything to tell anyone. I was like, I don't know. I don't have any answers for you guys. I'm just going to go and do it. So I bought my one-way ticket to Italy. And I started traveling with this photographer and shooting content. And I was there for about 3 weeks. And that's how it all started, pretty much. And so one of the questions after that is, what was the biggest challenge you faced while making this decision and making this leap? I think saying goodbye to stability was the biggest, most scariest thing for me. I had a stable job, a stable boyfriend, like everything in my life was comfortable and stable. And then just deciding that you want to give that up and like leave all stability behind and then just go into the world of the unknown pretty much, So that was really, really scary. It was just, I had anxiety for a year. Like I barely slept. It was just like a constant anxiety pit in my stomach because, when you experience a really big change in your life, you get that feeling of just like anxiety. You don't know what's going to come next, the fear of the unknown. And I lost a lot of sleep. I was really stressed out. I was really sad to have broken up with my boyfriend and just like, I didn't know what I was doing. And that's also another thing when you're like not sure really what you're doing, it just gives you like so much anxiety. So, that was like one of my biggest challenges. I mean, I moved all my stuff back into my parents' house and it was just like a huge change, It was just a huge change for me and it was scary, It was really scary. But, so the next question, what's the best part about starting over? I think the best part about starting over is the excitement of like what's to come next. Like it's first it goes from like the fear of the unknown and then like kind of like the excitement of endless possibilities. You know what I mean? So you go from being nervous and scared to kind of feeling excited, like you can do anything, you have the freedom to really just do anything you want in life and it's never too late also. So, I just felt like there's so much I could do and so many possibilities and it was just kind of exciting to just start over and do what I truly, truly love and like follow my dreams of like what I truly want to do, So that's really exciting. I think also when you really love what you're doing, no matter how hard you work and how stressful or just how hard it is, it's like, it doesn't matter. You still love it and it's rewarding. So, I think that's the best part about starting over. It's just the hopefulness of like new things and new possibilities and new opportunities. So, what were some of my fears and anxiety you had throughout your journey? I mean, fear of failure, fear of like making this like a big deal and saying goodbye to my family and friends and quitting my job and then kind of failing. That's like obviously was a huge fear of mine, fear of failure. And I'm sure a lot of people can relate to that. A lot of people, I think, feel the same when they start a new venture, or just in general in life. You have so many goals and things that you want to accomplish, and then it's scary to feel like, oh my gosh, what if I never achieve those goals? What if I fail? So, that gave me anxiety. And also just like figuring out how to do what I was doing. So, being a travel and food blogger, like there is no science to it. There's no like set, like these are the steps you have to follow in order to be this. No, like there's so many, it's just so gray and it's just like, it's something that like everyone has their own journey. You know what I mean? So I had my own journey. I did it in a certain way, but that doesn't mean that it'll work for you or for anybody else. But people have their own ways of achieving and getting to a place where they want to be. I personally, I was like, I didn't know how to do it, but I just knew like I needed to work hard. So I would like, email brands and like pitch myself and email hotels and like I would invest on my own and like book travel and create content to like, get my name out there. And it was a big investment for me in the beginning. I saved up money working at E and having like a stable job and like working my whole entire life before that. So I had a savings. So I used that and I saved to be able to like travel and create content when I quit my job. And then from there, you're like constantly trying to email brands and work with them and, collaborate. And so you're doing a lot of stuff on that end in the beginning by yourself until you get to a certain point where they start reaching out to you, So, I don't know if I answered that question. What were fears and anxieties? Ultimately, was everything worth the risk? And what is the one thing you would redo if I could? Definitely worth the risk of going through all that. That 1 year after quitting my job and like traveling and not knowing what I was doing, and that definitely was hard. But now like looking back, I'm like doing what I love right now. So it's for sure worth the risk. Would I redo anything if I could? I don't know. Like, obviously I made mistakes doing it. I made like lots of mistakes, but I've learned from them. So I can't honestly say that I would redo anything. I think no. I think that I don't regret any of the mistakes I made because I learned from them, and like now I'm like smarter and I know, that's what just has to happen. Like, you have to make mistakes. You have to, fall and so you can get up. And I did that plenty of times. So I don't think I would redo anything. I would take all the bad that came along with like the good, if that makes sense. The $1 million question: how do I earn money traveling? So that is like the number one question that I get asked, like, because people are like, I want to do what you do. How do you make money? So like I said before, there's like not really a science to it. You know what I mean? So, now I make money. I work with brands. So if you look at my Instagram page, I work with, top brands, lifestyle beauty brands. I collaborate with them. They pay me to promote their products. I get invited on press trips by tourism boards or hotels or a brand who will pay for my trip and then pay me on top of that to produce and post content for them. I also have my own production company. So we specialize in doing digital media content for brands around the world, tourism boards, hotels, restaurants, stuff like that. So people that are amongst me, like my peers who do what I do, they have, a lot of them have their own swimwear brand or their own, which I did. I've had my own swimwear line before. They have their own product line, whether it's like a skincare product. They have some sort of, they're like entrepreneurs. So not only are they influencer bloggers, but they also have a business. So a lot of them make money that way. A lot of them sell presets, like how they filter their photos. A lot of them sell their presets on Lightroom and make money that way. So, everybody has their different ways of making money. I'm very, very fortunate enough to work with lots of brands, and I have lots of brand deals. So that's really amazing. A lot of bloggers who are strictly travel bloggers, they don't work with a lot of brands, so they have to have another source of income. So whether they host influencer trips or have workshops of like editing workshops or, whatever they do, everyone's just different. I have my own production company and I work with brands and a lot of tourism boards that have money that will pay me to travel there and pay me to go on a trip with them and stuff like that. So I built myself to the point where brands are now reaching out to me and wanting me to represent their brand and promote them and wear their clothes or their perfume or makeup or whatever it is. So that's how I make money at the moment. And hopefully I'm going to start my own brand soon. And that's going to be like my next venture. So how do I feel about where I am today? I have to say that I am proud of myself that where I am today. Like it took like a lot of like blood, sweat, and tears for me to get to where I am today, and to honestly say like I'm doing what I love. I truly am, but I feel like I have a long way to go. Like I haven't reached my goal yet. So I know that I'm on the right path, and I definitely am very, very like grateful that I did decide to take the risk to do what I'm doing. But I'm still a long ways to go from like where I want to be. So, but yeah, if you can see one change in the world, what would it be? So much. I want to see so much change, but I think the main thing for me as a traveler and experiencing and seeing different cultures is I just wish that other people would be as open and tolerant to each other. Because I feel like traveling does that to you. It makes you more tolerant and open and accepting of other people and other cultures that are so different from you. And I think that's like why we have so many problems in this world, is because people are just so closed-minded and not accepting of other people because they're different, and like it causes like religious wars and culture wars and like just so many problems and conflicts because people just don't like something that's not like them, like there's so much war and killing going on in this world because people are killing people who aren't like them, and because they're different or whatever. And if I think that like that's why I feel like travel is just so amazing, because if you really see other cultures, it really gives you an understanding and just kind of an appreciation of just other people, and it brings you back down to humanity, about like we all really are just humans and we're all the same. So you know, like somebody that I meet across the world that lives in like a little hut in the mountains with no electricity and no Wi-Fi, obviously we have very little to relate, but at the end of the day, we're both humans, and we both can sit down and appreciate a good meal and talk and like go back down to like the most human ways as possible, and just like connect on a just human level. And we can be so different, but like that's the beauty of just this world, is that I think just everyone just needs to be like more tolerant and open for other people that are different than them, you know? And I think traveling is amazing because that's what it does to you. It really opens your eyes and like brings the world closer together and brings people together over whatever it is, food, music, sports, culture, whatever it is, dance. My dogs are barking at something outside. Sorry. All right. So do I have any new projects, and what can we expect to see in your journey in the near future? So, right now I am going to focus more on like more video content for like to put out there, and more things that I just, cause I'm such a foodie, and like food is what kind of started this whole thing for me. So my blog started as a food blog. My number one passion, my love, is actually food. And so I'm kind of like slowly transitioning to like more travel lifestyle, and like I want to incorporate more food into my stuff, because that's like really who I am. And people who know me, they know that I like, food is everything for me. Like I can eat more than any guy. I'm like, it's just very important to me. And I have an appetite of just a hungry ape, which is like the name of my production company. And so, I want to start incorporating more food videos, and me just going to my places that I love going. Like, you know, I live in Los Angeles, and like I always try like new food places whenever I'm not traveling and I'm home in LA, and kind of just like put more videos out of like what I'm eating and what I think about what I'm eating and stuff like that, because that's really what started what I'm doing, what I'm doing today. So you'll see a lot more videos, and just more candid videos, I think. Not so edited, just I'm gonna like start throwing out like more food videos and stuff like that. And then also I recently just made a huge purchase, which I'm gonna announce on my Instagram soon, and so I'm going to start transitioning more into like the beauty lifestyle home world. So I'm gonna do a lot more diverse posts coming in the future, not just like travel and culture and lifestyle, but just like broaden my brand a little bit. And what's something you can share with us that nobody knows? There's a lot of things that you guys don't know about me. I don't know. I think I used to be in a girl band with Katie, who is one of the founders of Thority. Don't Google it because it's super embarrassing, but we lived in Germany together along with 3 other girls. And it was 5 of us. We were all from LA area. And we lived in Berlin for 2 years, and we were in a pop group. So that's something that a lot of people don't know about me, that I was in a pop group. What else? Also that I hate like needles and doctors and hospitals, and I like pass out every time I have to go to the doctor. And Katie will go behind me on that, because she's seen me faint a few times when we lived in Germany together. I'm just like deathly afraid of needles and like getting my blood drawn, and anything that has to do with like doctors and clinics and like hospitals, like it freaks me out. So a lot of people don't know that I like faint. I haven't fainted in a really long time, but I've like fainted a good like 10 to 12 times in my life. I think it's like a mental thing. Like I just like psych myself out, and then I just like pass out. But yeah, ask Katie about that. She knows. What else? Do I have a mantra and words to live by? I don't know. I don't have like a specific mantra. I do. I think like the main thing that I like go off on every day that kind of like keeps me going is trust the process, and just work really, really hard and be a good person. And then I feel like everything kind of falls into place after that. You know, like you can only do so much, you can only plan so much, because life is so unpredictable that as much as you try to plan and you try to, you know, be organized and do, you have a certain structure of what you want your life to be. Like, it never goes that way, It's just, life is just throws you curveballs all the time. So I think, like, you can work really, really hard and, do what you love and be a good person while you're doing it. And then all you can do after that is, like, trust the process, trust God's plan for you. Trust that it's all going to work out. It's all going to fall into place. Just do your part, work hard, do what you love, be a good person, and, like, just trust the process. So I think that's, like, a mantra that, like, gets me through every day. So sometimes when I feel stressed out, it's like, okay, you know what? I'm doing what I can do. Like, I can't do anymore. I'm, like, literally, like, doing as much as I can do. So, like, just let it go, and, like, everything's going to work out, So that really gives me a sense of calmness, and, like, it kind of eases my anxiety sometimes I'm just overwhelmed and stressed. Okay, so those were the questions. I pretty much answered everything. I'm going to just, if you guys have any questions before I sign off, it was fun hanging out with you. I think Thority is an amazing platform for empowerment and women who are entrepreneurs and just powerful women who support each other. And I think it's just, like, a great platform and cause. And I'm so proud to be involved in something like that. And Katie's one of my best friends. And so it really means a lot to me to be able to hang out with you guys and get to know you a little bit. And hopefully we can do more of this. Let me answer a few more questions before I quickly sign off and get my work day started. Someone answered, in your opinion, which country has the best food? Italy and Israel are my two favorite countries. So they both have amazing food. You can't really go wrong with Italian food. I love Italian food. And Israel actually is just, like, they just do food right. Whether it's, like, whatever kind of food it is, they just, like, nailed every single cuisine there. They just know how to do it right. But I love, like, Middle Eastern food. So, yeah, Israel to me has the best food. Okay, so let's see. My favorite activity in Belize, snorkeling. I actually snorkeled 4 times in Belize. So I'm, like, I've always wanted to be a mermaid. Growing up, I was, like, obsessed with mermaids. So I'm just obsessed with, like, underwater and, like, marine life, and just, like, it's kind of just, I've always been curious about it. So I love diving. I love snorkeling. So I did that a few times in Belize and had so much fun. Belize is one of the best places to snorkel and dive. So really colorful and so many different kinds of fish, and it was amazing. What else? Someone said they remember watching my music videos on TV in Germany. Crazy, right? Oh my God, it literally feels like so long ago at this point. It feels like a dream. Someone asked if I would love to visit Africa. Absolutely. I've been to Africa before. I've been to Tanzania, and I've been to Tunisia. This year I hope to go to Morocco, and I would love to go to Kenya and South Africa. And Tanzania actually was one of my favorite trips ever. So I love the people. I just had the most amazing magical experience. It's like one of those places where you just feel closer to God because of nature, and it's like the most untouched place I've ever been. So yeah, I loved my Tanzania trip. All right, guys, scroll up. Where will I go in Italy? So I'm going to Italy, actually. I'm really excited about this trip. I leave on Wednesday. I have so much to do before I leave. I'm going with my family this time, and it's going to be really special because I'm going to be with my mom and my dad, and I never really get to travel with them. So this time I'm going to be... I get to take them with me and show them my favorite place in the world, which is the Amalfi Coast. And so I'm going to be in the Amalfi Coast for about 10 days, and then I'm doing Florence and Tuscany. So I'm just more excited. Obviously, I love going for myself because it's the best place ever, but I'm more excited for them to enjoy it and to see them enjoying it. So this is going to be really a special trip for me to go to, like, my favorite place with my parents. I'll be with my sister too. So that's where I'm leaving on Wednesday, and I'll be there for a few weeks. Okay, feel free to, if I didn't answer your question, to come up on my page at Nicole Isaacs, and I really try to check all my DMs and like interact with people who ask me questions as much as I can when I have time. So if I missed your question, or if you have any more questions for me, say hi, come to my profile, and feel free to write me a comment or DM me, and I will be more than happy to talk to you guys and get to know you. So visit me at Nicole Isaacs, and thanks for hanging out with me for a little bit today, and hope to do this with you guys again soon. Bye.